Hey everybody, we're back with more Freed on Business as we swing the microphones around to make sure that Blanca Stella Mejia, our social media networking expert, has got everything she needs to communicate with the world at large on an audio basis. Are you all teed up, Blanca?
I'm ready to go, Jim.
All right, great. Well, give me a great example of how social media has impacted big business since we last talked.
Well, recently Gap changed their logo.
No way.
Yes.
Shows you I'm out of touch.
Well, just for one day. Just for one day, and then there were like 500 comments on their fan page, and the next day they were back to their old logo.
So what is there like a technical term for that?
Well,
It's like a focus group is what I would call it.
yeah, they had to pay attention to what their customers said, and they did not like it. The general consensus was that, and the president of Gap sent a statement the next day, and they changed it back, and they said that they admitted they made a mistake.
Wow, and all that based on the comments on their social media page.
Yep.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. And I can tell you this, that's the same guy that owns the Cleveland Browns is Lerner. So Mike, that's why the Browns stink. He didn't ask people what they thought about the quarterback change. Mike's just nodding today. You're just not feeling it. You're not feeling it, are you, Mike? Okay.
I'm far from the mic.
Well, I wanted to add to that.
Go ahead, Blanca. He's far from the mic. He ain't coming back.
What I wanted to say is that that's why it's very important for a company to monitor what is being said about them. I mentioned once Google Alerts, but they also have to mention what people are saying negatively. So everything has to be observed and monitored.
Oh yeah, but we saw that Gatorade has that big war room where they're watching everybody and what they say, and they have to decide when they're going to jump in and what they're going to say, and should they say it, and should they not jump in, and are we going to offend this guy, and if we jump in and offend him, how do we get back? It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure one of the hashtags now, you know what
Oh, a
hashtag
hashtag, that's the number sign.
Yeah, now you know the hashtag. Well, one of, believe it or not, a very big hashtag is hashtag fail. So a lot of people on Twitter is like, when they're complaining, they'll say like maybe, I don't know, just say a company, like maybe Gap, and then it would be fail. So that's a good hashtag to follow because a lot of people complain about things. So if you're a brand, you could put your brand name fail if someone's talking, bad.
Oh wow, and then you could put that up as something you want to search for on TweetDeck, and then it comes and it drives into a live feed to you, and I can't believe I'm using this terminology appropriately.
Yeah, and you can also send up a Google alert, not just with your brand name, but of executives, and you can also maybe put a Google alert of hate and brand, because that's what you have to do.
So taking a step back, when you say Google alert, translating that to analog guy over here, what you're saying is that when you notify Google somehow through some tool, you set it up through setup, and it says that if you're mentioned on Google, you want that to come to you so you can check it out and see.
Yes, exactly. Those exact words that you set up.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So you got to pay attention.
Now let's say that the Gap wanted to count how many people or track how many people were taking part in one of their social media extravaganzas. Is that possible?
Yes, that's there's other tools. One of them is called Social Mention.
Right.
So these are analytical tools and also social tools.
Okay, so if
Both
people
sides.
wanted to learn more about this, they could get in touch with you on your email or website or your hashtag.
My Twitter,
your tweet. How do people find you?
Well,
You're the most socially mediated person I know, so they've got to be able to get to you.
I am not. You should see how many great Twitterers there are in South Florida.
Oh, you're terrific.
I'm just a little one of them.
Okay, well, how do people Twitter to you or get to you if they want to ask you a question directly?
So they tweet me at Miami Shines, or they can go to blancastella.com.
Okay.
And I am posting information, blog posts about some of the tools that we're talking about, and also some of your videos.
Ooh, my videos. I
you
like
can
that.
see video of Jim live.
That's right. You do make sure that you always set it up on my side where I have the birthmark, so I look gorgeous, handsome, and fabulous. And I thank you for that. Now, what do they do with the information once they know who's hitting and seeing and doing on their websites and stuff?
So one of the things, now that a company checks and monitors, they should actually go out there and respond right away.
So they shouldn't let it hang out there. That was sort of what Gatorade was doing. They were watching and they were seeing, and if there was a place that they could jump in to the conversation, they jump in. Now, you're a member of the Twitter social media community. Would you find it offensive if somebody jumped into a back and forth you were having with a friend on Twitter?
I observe sometimes, but if it gets a little like heated, then I ask a question. But then sometimes you just kind of let it slide.
Ah, that's true social media advice.
Yeah, you don't want to get too overheated.
Oh boy, you're terrific.
Well,
That's
you like
great.
a little controversy, so maybe a little controversy is not so bad.
Yeah, like get my Miami Heat back on Dish Network, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, and on the other hand, if no one is talking about you, then you
That's
should.
a bad thing too.
Yeah, so then you should get out there and read those alerts on with those specific words in your niche, and get out there and start commenting.
Well, that's why Charles Barkley keeps talking about LeBron, so the guy stays relevant. Because who cares about Charles Barkley? We just care about LeBron. Love you, LeBron. Can't wait to see you on TV for the first time in a Heat uniform while I sit in my chair. No thanks to Dish Network. Sorry, I just can't let that go, and I'm not going to let it go either. But what takeaway do you have for us today, Blanca?
Well, there's a really good book by David Meerman Scott, and he wrote this book called The New Rules of Marketing and PR, and it's how to use news releases, blogs, podcasting, viral marketing, and online media to reach buyers. And it's a really good book, so I just wanted to share that.
What's that called again?
The New Rules of Marketing and PR.
And it's by
David Meerman Scott.
I hope
he's
that guy.
He's a thought leader in social media, and he wrote this like 2 years ago. So.
Wow, excellent. So this is like a nice basic beginner's book then.
Yes, it's a good book for someone wanting to know how to.
Well, I'll get to that in January after I pass my GD mortgage brokerage exam and finish my taxes and close a couple of real estate deals. Hey, Blanca Stella Mejia, thank you so much for joining us as always on our show today. We'll be back after this short message, and I think we'll do some emails. So back at you right after this with more Freedom Business.